It's time for weekly challenge number 19. I thought this week's challenge would reconnect a little bit with our social challenges we put up a few weeks or maybe months ago. So the challenge for this week is actually 5 body language tips. One of the experts in this area, Ramit Setih, he has narrowed it down to these 5 body hacks is the key ones, the ones that do 80% of the work. By focusing in on one at each day in the week, we are gonna start to notice it, to give it the attention it needs, to evolve it and analyze it and practice it. It's fun, it's easy, and it's just straightforward. No messing around with the details. We're just crushing it each day. So the 5 body language areas we're gonna focus in on this week is about smiling more. It's gonna be about using your energy level, raising it a bit. It's gonna be about talking a bit slower. It's gonna be about using your hands, focusing on how you're using your arms and hands when you're talking. And lastly, it's gonna be about eye contact. Monday, we're gonna do smiling. We're gonna think of something joyful or funny. Just use it frequently but strategically, taking it in, noticing it, and start to play around with it. There is no one way to tell someone how to use a smile. That's why you have to just practice it, using it, and do it in a conscious way. Think about it when you're applying it and how you're interpreting the reaction you get out of it. Secondly, the energy level. We're gonna bring it up. We're just gonna try to raise it up, not overdo. Go on into situations with an energy level that isn't low key or just boring. Bring that little extra. Bring that sense of being charged up. You have the resources to give it you all. Play around with it. Again, you need to focus in and think about how we use these tools. And energy level, so important. And my energy level isn't actually on top this early on the morning, but I'm gonna try. That's for tomorrow. That's Tuesday. So thirdly, dare to talk slower. Have the guts to actually use a little breathing room once in a while in your sentence. Try to take it down by 25 or even 50%. Pausing, dare to be in that time zone, just hanging. Focus in on that on Wednesday, the 3rd day. On the 4th day, we're gonna put an emphasis on using our hands. Try to use open palms, try to use them in your way of talking, but most of all, just think about how you're using them and play around with it. Start to test things. Try to maybe use one hand, and the other one maybe slightly in the pocket, but just giving the attention and focus on one detail at the time. And lastly, the 5th day, Friday, we're talking eye contact. We're talking about looking people in the eyes, not overdoing it, not underdoing it. Yeah, it is a thin line, but that's why you need to practice it. Just look the person in the eye and hold it for a second or two. You can have it as an objective to remember people's eye color, and do that all in on Friday. So on Monday, it's smiling more. On Tuesday, it's bringing your energy level up. On Wednesday, it's all about talking a bit slower. On Thursday, we are gonna think about how we use our hands. And lastly, Friday, it's all about eye contact. The idea is not to do it perfectly at once. The idea is to start using these body language techniques and focus in on them one thing at a time. Start to analyze and adapt and just play around with it. Find out what works best for us. That's the idea. So that's this week's challenge, and I wish you the best of luck.